Hello everyone, my name is Zipron and welcome to this short introduction to 1.6, the horse update. I'm going to try to cover all the additions with this update. If I were to forget something, please let me know and I hope you enjoy. Starting with the new blocks and items added to the game. Over here we see the hay block. It's a container block for wheat and also serves as a decorative block and can be used to interact with horses. Next one is the lead. A very useful item used for leading animals and mobs, and you can lead several mobs at once, like this. It's a very fast and reliable way of transporting mobs. You can use them by right-clicking an animal, and as you can see over here, you can tie them to a fence so they stay in a spot. Over here we see the newly added carpet. It's a decorative block available in all the wool colors and it's placeable on almost every block and it lets light through. Clay can now be smelted to get hardened clay. It's just a nice decorative block, and as you can see over here, you can paint it in every color available. However, once painted you cannot repaint it, and the same goes for wool. Also note that the colors aren't really the same as wool, which is nice because this way we have a new color scheme to work with. This one, for example, is black and this one is cyan. Last new block added is another container block, the long-awaited coal block. It also has a benefit besides just being a good way of storing coal. You can smelt up to 80 items with one block, so it's like you're using 10 coal instead of 9. Let's quickly talk about the villagers. Mojang added sound for them, so now they're making all these annoying noises. This one is a bit silent, but let me kill him before he starts to annoy all of us. Over here are the horses. Got a lot to say about them, so let's start with where to find them. They are a rare spawn in plain biomes, and you have to tame them before you're able to ride them. Now, taming is a bit tricky. Each horse starts with a percentage of success rate when taming it. Each time you try to tame it, this chance increases with 5%. However, you can speed up the process by feeding the horse. There are several items you can give them, and this way you increase the chance even more. So let's take a look at what you can use. A golden apple adds 10%, breath 3, apple 3, wheat 3, and sugar also 3. So to try to tame them, you use a bare hand and just right click the horse and it will probably, it will throw you off. And you have to remount him until the hearts pop up. Now I will speed up the process. I'm in creative, so the apples don't go down, but I'm giving him the apples. So let's just wait. You see the hearts pop up like this. So once your horse is tamed, you can do several things. You can give it a saddle and horse armor. Now to do this you have to access the horse inventory, and there are several ways to do that. One way is to right click the horse while holding a saddle or horse armor, like this. Another thing you can do is just shift and right click the horse, like this. And finally you can also mount the horse and press your inventory key, like this. Now as you notice, once on the horse you have to press your crouch key, probably shift, to dismount it, and this is a new mechanic. It also applies to minecarts and boats. Once settled, you can ride your horse by pressing the forward key and looking in the direction you want to go. This is also a new mechanic. You cannot just use the left or right key anymore, and the same goes for boats. So left and right is like this, and if you want to steer it, you look in the direction you want to go. Now you notice the jump bar where you normally see the XP bar. You can charge the horse to build up jump power by holding space, and the more power, the higher your horse will jump. To breed a horse you have to make sure it's not armored and you have to mount it. Once on the horse you can feed it wheat, so hearts pop up, and dismount it. You can mount the other horse, feed it wheat, dismount it, and they'll breed. Normally, well, yeah, good. So once done, you'll have a foal or a fowl, and this one will slowly grow over time, but you can speed the process up by feeding it, and each item again has makes it grow faster or slower. And as you can see, I'm in survival now to show the horse's health points over here. Again, you can use the food items to heal your horse when it gets damaged, and each item heals a several amount of health points. So yeah, golden apple heals 10, hay block heals 20, that's 10 hearts, bread heals 7, apple 3, sugar 1, and wheat 2. So if your horse was to die, it would drop the horse armor and or saddle if it had one, and it would have a chance of dropping some leather. You can get stronger or faster horses by breeding 2 fast ones or 2 strong ones. As you can see, this one has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 health points, and this one has a lot more. So if you were to breed 2 of these, you get an even stronger horse. One last thing, donkeys are rare spawn horses. They cannot wear horse armor, however they can wear a chest instead, so they have a portable inventory over here. If you breed a donkey with a horse, you'll get a mule, like this one. You cannot breed mules, but they can also wear chests. That's it for the horses. Moving on to the dungeon items. The name tag is a very useful item, only found in dungeons. You can put it in an anvil and rename any kind of mobs. Let me show that. So like this. And like this. Now, a huge advantage with the name tags is that named mobs will never despawn. Another item found in dungeons is the horse armor. There is the iron, golden, and diamond variant. You also cannot craft these, and it will make your horse stronger against mobs. One nice thing you can do with it is you can put enchantments on the armor using an anvil and an enchanted book. A little addition in terrain generation is that dungeon chests are now also found in nether fortresses, so it's not that hard to find the new dungeon items. Over here you see an example of extra information added to potions and several tools. This way you can know what damage a certain item can deal or what effect a potion gives. There are a few new game rules and effects. Natural regeneration will enable or disable hearts regenerating in survival. doDaylightCycle will freeze the time if set to false. Like you can see in this world, the sun will never move. Over here, the absorption effect will give a player a temporary health boost. And finally, there's also a new command named spreadplayers. Now onto some minor changes. Redstone comparators will now be able to detect an empty or full ender portal frame and also cauldrons. Over here, squid spawn rates are improved and they no longer drown in water. Also, you can use spawn eggs on water now. A new launcher is added and it adds support for different profiles and versions. The resource pack is added, and this means all texture packs will break, but there are conversion tools. Mobs spawn in groups again. This was disabled for a while, but they do now again. There's regional difficulty. This means how longer you stay in a region, the more difficult the mobs will be to defeat, and the more mobs will spawn. No water lakes in deserts. The whitelist list command now lists every player on the whitelist instead of just a portion of it. Mob spawn and despawn when in peaceful is removed, so you don't see mobs blinking all over the place. The attribute system is added. I'm not going into detail about that today. It's something for map makers. It's very cool. Golden apples now cost ingots instead of nuggets, and also they have now two effects, regeneration 2 and absorption, so you will have an extra temporary health boost. Respiration gives water sides. The lapis texture block is changed. Let me show that. It's not that nice in my opinion, but nothing to do about it. The charcoal texture is changed. Eye of Ender now goes to the correct stronghold, because this was a bit of a bug in previous versions. And spiders now have a chance of being poisonous when spawned. Looking forward to some ultra hardcore action now. Health regen costs hunger, so basically your hunger will go faster down. Health and regen potions are nerfed, they heal less. Zombie sieges are added, and this is very cool. The zombies will spawn in an area around you where you don't see them, and they will track away to find you. And they come from really far, and it's a very cool new feature. The do fire tick bug is fixed, so when fire tick is set to false, fire will extinguish over time when lightning strikes or when you set something on fire. And items now go through end portals from the end to the overworld, and they will end up in the spawn area. Okay, so that's everything I had to tell about this update, guys. If I forget something, please remind me in the comments and I'll make sure to fix it. If you like this video, comments and likes are really appreciated, as you know. If you want to keep updated and see more in the future, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.